Good evening.
Okay, good evening. 晚上好。Sorry, it's a little late today. 晚上好 everybody. Good evening. Okay, let me share my screen. Share my screen. Now we have 10. Okay. Start to share some video. Now two.真的。大熊猫，大熊猫是中国的国宝，圆圆的脸颊，大大的眼圈，黑白两色。One more time. 大熊猫，大熊猫是中国的国宝，圆圆的脸颊，大大的黑眼圈，黑白两色，胖嘟嘟的身体，独特的走路方式等，成为孩子们最喜欢世界上最可爱的动物之一，是世界自然基金会的形象大使。大熊猫是动物中的活化石，因为它已经在地球上生存了至少800万年了。但由于繁殖能力极低，宝宝的存活能力极低，以及对居住地的依赖性太强，对环境的适应性太差等原因，造成了数量稀少，一度濒临灭绝的境地。为此，中国于1983年成立了保护大熊猫研究中心等机构，围绕大熊猫的繁育进行了应用基础研究。目前，在中国境内圈养的大熊猫已经达到548只。大熊猫，大熊猫是中国的国宝，圆圆的脸颊，大大的黑眼圈，黑白两色，胖嘟嘟的身体，独特的走路方式等，成为孩子们最喜欢世界上最可爱的动物之一，是世界自然基金会的形象大使。大熊猫是动物中的活化石，因为它已经在地球上生存
至少800万年了。但由于繁殖能力极低，宝宝的存活能力极低，以及对居住地的依赖性太强，对环境的适应性太差等原因，造成了数量稀少，一度濒临灭绝的境地。为此，中国于1983年成立了保护大熊猫研究中心等机构，围绕大熊猫的繁育进行了应用基础研究。目前，在中国境内圈养的大熊猫已经达到548只。
Okay, just now we looked at the China's treasure of the animals. It is the giant panda. You look, the panda only have two colors: the red color, yes, the white color, and the white color and the black color. And you notice that the eyes of the panda is black. So the panda is 熊猫 panda is 熊猫
And so when we see someone always stay up, there will some black on the eyes. We will say you have the 熊猫眼. Yan, it means the eyes. We say you have the 熊猫眼 if you always stay up late. 熊猫 panda. 熊猫, what is the name? Means of the name. First, 熊, it is bear, and 猫, it means cat. There are two animals. 熊, it means bear. 猫, it means cat. So put the bear and the cat together. 熊猫 it changed into another animal. It is panda. So 熊猫 熊 is bear. 猫 is cat. And 熊猫 is panda. So interesting. And we know 熊猫, what kind of food will the panda eat? And look at here, just now there is some pictures. It's the bamboo, yes, 竹子, bamboo, 竹子. And in China, where there are a lot of 熊猫, you know which province? Sichuan province, because the weather of Sichuan is more suitable for panda. So in Sichuan, at here, we know the panda cannot adapt the new place more. So in Sichuan province, there are a lot of pandas. And go on. And today I would like to share some new for you with you. Just like here, you will notice today I wear the very warm, because in China those days are very cold. The temperature yesterday is about zero. So it is very cold. At some places it was snowing, just like this picture. Oh, sorry, where is the picture? And I would like to share. It's snowing here. It is in my hometown, Luoyang. It was snowing also in the mountain, because the temperature of the mountain will be lower. Why not open? Oh, it's a little slowly. Oh, sorry, it cannot open. Sorry, loud. Oh, don't be worried. Okay, let me check. We have 10. Okay, just wait a few minutes. And what's wrong with that? Okay, it's okay. We can now open it. Sorry. Okay, and I will share another with you. And look at here. Look at this one, this picture. This picture was I took. Yes, it was I took last week, because last week I had just a small trip with my mother, and you will notice the house here is different from the house in China and or in Barbados. And those houses are ancient house. You will notice at here the color is green, most of it green, and about every house about two floors, to very high. And you know this It's water. At here, it's a water. It is a machine. It's a machine. Yes, it's a machine. It's a machine. And when it turn, the water will get into here. Look at here. The water will get into here, and then turn. There will be electric. That is called the water electric. The water just turn, and this one is turn, and the water will get into here, then there will change into electricity. And go on, and now, sorry, here, some pictures. Look at this one is also the river. And look at here, maybe someone have have eaten this food. It is tofu and tofu, but we think the tofu smelled very smelly. But when we eat it, it's very delicious. So the Chinese name is 臭豆腐. 臭, it means smelly, and 豆腐, it means tofu. And look at here, this picture is black, yes, and have two colors, black, and this one, this color, and it smelled very smelly, but when we eat it, it's very delicious. It is 臭豆腐啊，臭豆腐. Okay, now look at here. This one, also some pictures I took. Yes, it's mountain. Yes, look at here in my hometown. Yes, you know where is there? Where is it? Yeah, it's in Luoyang, 龙门石窟. 龙门石窟. No, sorry, here we go on. Look at here. It's a bridge, and someone can challenge themselves from here to go and from this way to back. It is very high. It's very high from the floor, and the bridge will shake when you go on it. Okay, now we have 26, and maybe we will have a brief review to wait a few minutes. Okay, go on. Let's review. Today's class will be start. Okay, look at this one. 复习 review. I still remember 复习 And look at this picture is our homework. At here. Yeah. This one is yeah. 非常好 Go on is here. You will notice this one is so is yeah. The four times is yeah. 姐姐 Go on. 鱼 here is 约 so 学 do not, we will omit this one, this two dots. 学汉语 汉语 Go on. There, this one, 他 the first time, 第一声，他们 not 他们，他们，他们 and another one is here, 诗为水，水为水 and we also have another way, 诗 a 谁 is okay. There are two ways to express who. 谁 or 谁 is okay. Both are okay. 谁 and 谁 and go on. Go on with today. We have finished last week. We finished just two initials. Today we have a brief review and I will read 2 times. You can read after me. Okay. B, p, m, f, d, t, n, l, g, k, h, j, q, x, zh, ch, sh, r, z, c, i, u. Okay, for the first line, any volunteers want to have a try? The first line, just read one time, it's okay. B, p, m, f, d, t. Okay, Paula, please.
B, P, M, F, D, T.
Great, all of are correct. 谢谢. Okay, the second line. N, L, G, K, H, J. Okay, have a try. The second line. Okay, Karen, please.
N, L,
Okay.
G,
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 对
G,
对，
K,
很好。
G.
G 非常棒 ，Class Karen， 谢谢。Okay, anyone? Okay, the third line. 七
T,
Zh,
J,
ch,
Sh,
zh. Okay, who want to have a try can raise your hand. Okay, Paula, please. Are you forgot? Okay.
Q,
很好。
X,
对
J,
，zh, yes.
J, Ch, Sh, R,
The last one.
R,
Yeah. Just like the animal rabbit. Yes.
R,
对，很好，谢谢。对 ，the last line is z,
T,
c,
T,
c,
T,
i, u.
U.
Okay. Anyone have a try the last line? Okay, Melissa, please. Melissa.
Z,
Z Z
对，
S
很好。
I
对
U
，Great, all of are correct. 谢谢 Melissa， 非常好啊。The last line very well. Okay, I will read one more time. This time I will read from here. Okay. B, n, q, z, p, l, x, c, m, g, z, s, f, k, ch, i, d, h, sh, u, t, j, r. Okay, go on. Those are all the initials. We have finished all of the initials, so please practice more and go on. There will be a check and you will listen, just listen, and there will be 6, but we have 5. We have 5, and you need to listen and choose the correct initials you heard. Okay, for the first one, listen carefully. Pi, pi. You can tap it. 对，非常好，非常好 ，great. Pi. Okay, go on. Number 2. Number 2. 素，素，素。非常棒啊 ！Great name, great answer. Okay, 素 yes. Go on. Number 3. Number 3. 搞，搞，搞。非常快啊 ！Very quickly, great, great, great. 很棒啊 ！Good, good. Number 4. 六，六，六。Okay. Yes. Great. 好 ，Number 5. Number 5 is 追，追，追。非常棒，非常棒。Okay, great answer. It's very easy, right? It's very easy. Okay, I will read one more time. 排，排，速，速，搞，搞，六，六，追，追。Okay, go on. Oh, I think we is the 韵母 part. Okay, look at here. We have learned 韵母 some 韵, but we do not finish all of the 韵母, and those are what we have learned. First, open your mouth very quick, very big. W, I, U, U, I, A, W, ao, o, yo, ye, yue, er. Okay, for the first line, have a try. W, I, U, yu. First line, have a try. For the first line of the 韵母 finals. W, I, U, yu. Okay, anyone have a try of the 韵母? 韵母 Okay, Gina, please.
O, O,
This one, please, one more time. W, three. Go on. Yeah. 对。
Where am I in here?
Okay, go on.
U, U.
很好，u， just Yes, 非常好，金娜 ，Thank you，谢谢。OK，the second line, I, A, we, O, you. Okay, second line, have a try. Second line, have a try. I, A, we, O, you. Okay, Amber, please.
I,
A,
A,
uh-huh.
U,
Mm-hmm.
Ow,
This
Ow.
one
Oh,
is this one.
Way,
Z.
way.
Wow.
Ow, O.
Z.
Okay. And
Last
U,
one. Mm-hmm.
U.
Look at here, Amber. This one is when we. It is like this. It is E, right? We have learned the E, and this one is the O. Put together E O U U U. Yes. Last one, please. One more time.
Yo, yo,
You first
Yo.
time you
yo, yo.
很好很好 great 非常好 OK the last line it was we learned last week 耶耶约二 OK have a try last three 耶约二耶约二 maybe this one will be a little hard 约二耶 look at here 约二 okay go on there are still some practice of the 韵母 okay go on just like 声母 first one is you do not need to tap the tongue it's okay okay first one 最对 great 很棒啊 great 最很棒 okay next one is 手非常好手 great 手 number 3 is 热 oh sorry 热 yes 热热啊 here 热 go on is 开非常好开 I here I okay the last one is 球球 I saw there are two answers someone is this and someone is this 球 first you listen what's the tongue 球 it is second tongue when you choose is the third tongue oh I will read 球 right okay look at here 球 just now I have noticed here this one is E O yes when we write change into this one 球 有 if we choose this one the sound just like this 七 O we cannot read it is not right 七有球非常好啊 great we finished very well okay go here. Finals, go on. And this one, look, follow me. And, 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 and. Still remember this one, right? And, san, and san, umbrella, san. 1, 2, 3. 3 is san, the first tongue, san, and the third tongue is san, umbrella. Okay, and, 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 san. Go on. N, 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 N. 这个是 N, 门 N, 门 door 门 N, go on. 一，这个是 this one is 一音N,音七音亲 kiss 啊，亲 OK, one more time. An,音 an, yin, look at their same part, n, yin, an, san, men, qi, yin, qin. Okay, have a try the 3. Okay, Michelle, please.
An,
对
an,
对
yin,
yin, one more time, please.
yin.
对，音非常好 ，Great, Michelle, thank you, 谢谢。Okay, anyone have a try those 3? An, yin, yes, an, yin, Okay, Paula, please.
An,
对对
yin.
Great, 非常好啊 The voice very well. Okay, Tanisha, please.
An, yin.
非常好 Tanisha, great. Okay, Melissa, please.
An,
对 This one?
an,
N, 对 N. 很好
yin,
First tongue, when there is no tongue, we will read the first tongue, yin.
yin,
对 yin. Okay, go on this one. Those 2, please, one more time.
an,
对
yin,
yin. 对，非常好，谢谢 Melissa, great. Cassia, please, Cassia.
An,
对
an,
N, 对
yin,
yin, yes. When we learn the final or the initial, we read the first tongue, an, yin, great. Amber, please. No? Okay, if no, we will go on. Still have 2. Just have a guess. This one, how to read. Yeah. When. Yes. When. Now this one, how was this one is right? Now put together with change into 晕晕，非常好，晕晕晕晕晕晕晕晕晕。This one is 温 ，this one 晕温晕温晕。Okay, have a try. Have a try. This one is okay. Shara, please.
Win.
Mm-hmm. First one.
Win.
Wu en.
Win.
对，非常棒啊。温 go on.
Win.
This one is 于en. 对 one more time, please, Sarah.
Win.
对，很棒啊，很棒 great this time, alright. Okay, go on, Cassia, please.
When.
对，很棒。
Yun.
对，晕，very short，晕，
Yun.
很棒啊 ，yes，对了啊。OK, Michelle, please.
温
对
晕晕
，gloves 啊，非常棒。OK, these 5 we read one more time. 安，阴，温，晕。Okay, let's have a check. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Okay, listen, and tap 1, 2, 3, or tap the finals is okay. Tap at here. First one, 温，很棒啊 ，yes， 温 ，OK, go on. 阴，yes, this one, 阴 here, 阴 this one is 温 is not same. Okay, go on. 安，对，安 ，OK, go on. 晕，对，非常好，晕 yes, there are 2 dots. 晕 OK, last one. 嗯，非常棒啊，非常棒。here, 啊我非常好啊。Okay, one more time. I will read one more time. Okay, Michelle, please. Michelle, you have
Yes,
any question? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've taken
Okay, it's okay. One more time. I read 安，阴，温，晕。Yes, you will notice both of them have, all of them have yes, here, you will notice your nose, it's just like some tongue, the tongue out of your nose, 好啊。Okay, go on is the new words. Look at today what we will learn, the new word. Look at the great word and last class, last week, and some of you have learned, by the great word, the great word Chinese, and I have sent the account number to you. If you have any questions, you can ask me. And okay, go on today's new words. Let's check. Oh, sorry. 3. Okay, brief review first. Look at here.
他他
Yes, it's plural.
他
他谁他老师
Yes, today we will
老
learn
师
老师 first 老师 teacher. Yes, 老师 and we want to say add the family name. We will put the family name before the 老师, just like me. I'm 魏老师. Wei is my family name. 魏老师 not 老师魏 we should put the family name first. 魏老师 Okay, go on. Let's look at 老师 we have learned 老 look at here. 老 one more time. 老 Okay, go on is 师老师 Now we read together 师1 2 3 4 5 6师老师 Okay, go on 老师。我们来听一下课文啊。Now listen the text first.
你好，我是麦克。你好，我是麦克。
你好，我是玛丽。你好，我是玛丽。
玛丽 is a name. It's a name. Maria. Name is Mary, and we translate into 玛丽。
他是谁？他是谁？他是谁？
她是菲亚。她是菲亚。
Yes, one more time.
他是谁？他是谁？
她是菲亚。她是菲亚。
菲亚，你好。菲亚，你好。
你好。
你们好。你们好。你们好。
他是谁？他是谁？他是李老师。他是李老师。老师您好，我是玛丽。老师您好，我是玛丽。
老师，我是麦克。老师，我是麦克。你好，麦克。你好，玛丽。
Okay, one more time.
你好，麦克。你好，玛。你好，我是麦克。
好。
你好，我是麦克。
你好，我是玛丽。
他是谁？
她是菲亚。
菲亚，你好。
你好。
你们好。
他是谁？他是李老师。老师您好，我是玛丽。
老师，我是麦克。你好，麦克。你好，玛丽。
Okay, and those are the texts we need to learn. And now we go back on this one. I will teach some, and then we will practice the text. Okay, look at here. It's 老师 For example, 我是魏老师. I am teacher Wei. 我是魏老师. we 我是我 I 是 I am teacher Wei 我是魏老师哦，魏老师你好，魏老师老师。Okay, go on the text. Still remembered. 他是谁 Yes, just now we have learned. 他是李老师。老师您好，我是玛丽。This one the name 玛丽。Okay, 老师，我是麦克。老师，我是麦克。Okay, anyone have a try this sentence, those sentence? 他是谁 and A B and I will be A, you will be B. Okay, have a try the text. A B. Okay, Tracia, please. Tracia, A. Okay, I will be A, you will be B. Okay, 他是谁？
他是
他是李，他是
对，他是对。Go
李，
on.
他是李老师，
对，李老师非常好。老师您好，我是玛丽。
老师，我是麦克。
对，麦克非常好，非常好。Just now, thank you，谢谢。I give an example. Okay, go on now. We will choose 2 students, and one will be A, and another will be B. Okay, Michelle, would you please read the A and I? How to read this one? Anthony, you will read the B. Okay, please, you too.
他是谁？
Great.
他是
他是 the fourth time 是。One more time, go on.
他是李老师。
非常好 ，go on.
老师您好，我是玛丽。
我是
我是玛丽。
玛丽 the third time 玛丽。
玛丽。
对 ，OK, go on.
老师，我
Yes. 我是对
麦克。
麦克，非常好 ，great. OK, you two change A and B. OK, go on first.
他是谁？
对，棒，
他是李老师。
非常好。Michelle, notice this one. 是，
他是李
对，很棒，
老师。
很棒。Go on.
老师你好，
很好
我是玛丽。
对，玛丽，很棒。Go on.
老师，我是麦克。
对，this one 是，我是麦克。
我
Great.
是麦
Applause.
克。
OK, 非常好。Anyone have a try? Anyone volunteers have a try? If no, I will read for you one more time. OK, 他是谁？他是 this one is 是，他是谁？他是李老师。老师您好，我是玛丽。老师，我是麦克。老师，我是麦克啊。OK, I will send the audio to our WhatsApp group. You can listen more and practice more. And go on. It's the grammar. 是谁 Look at here. 谁 we have learned some First is we will put the subject here. For example, the she, 她是谁 Who is she? And we will answer 她是 put the name and 她是菲雅 is a Chinese name. 菲雅，她是菲雅。And when we want to when we want to ask who is 菲雅, what kind of way will we ask? Yes, 谁 we will put the who first. 谁是菲雅？谁是菲雅 One more time. 他是谁？他是菲雅。谁是菲雅 Who is 菲雅 Just like who is 魏老师 I am 魏老师。谁是魏老师？我是魏老师 or Eva 是魏老师 Yes 他是谁 Okay, let's have a conclusion. Here we have learned 5 finals. An, en, yin, wen, yun 4 times. An, an, yin, wen, yun. 他是谁？他是李老师。Now look at here, the third tongue. Here, third tongue together. We will change the first third tongue into the second tongue. 李老师，李 not 李，他是李老师。OK， 老师您好，我是玛丽。老师，我是麦克老师。OK， 作业啊 ，homework. Just read the finals, and if you have more times, write the Chinese character 老师 2 times and send the pronunciation of the text to me, and I will give the feedback. Notice this one is 是 and here is 您 the name 玛丽 Okay, go on is the culture part. Okay, Alan.
Thank you, 谢谢魏老师。
谢谢。
For our cultural part today, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Good.
ma'am.
Just gonna Okay, so today for cultural part, we're going to look at Chinese loan words, and this kind of ties into the lesson that Wei Lao would have done with you guys today, because there were actually some Chinese loan words in the lesson that she taught, but we're going to see which ones they were. So as usual, we're going to look at the definitions of loan words and their categories. We're going to look at some of the influences, like where did Chinese loan words originate from? And then if we have some time, we're going to watch a video about Chinese loan words. So what are Chinese loan words? Loan words, or sometimes called 未来词, are words from different languages that have made their way into Chinese language and culture. So every language has words like this that are not native to the actual language or country, that they're from an outside influence, and Chinese isn't any exception. There's a lot of words that are in Chinese language today that have come from outside sources. So throughout history, China has engaged in trading and cultural exchanges with many different countries around the world. So it is no surprise that they have been influenced just as much as they have been an influence. So a lot of these Loan words came from when China did trade. When ambassadors entered into China from Chinese that would have traveled, things like that. So categories. There's a lot of ways that we could categorize loan words, but the two basic categories that you need to remember are loan words based on meaning and loan words based on sound. And this is kind of a feature of Chinese language. If we look at characters, how we have a part that has the meaning and we have a part that helps us with the sound. That's kind of the same basic principle when we look at loan words. So when we look at loan words that are based on meaning, these are words that are transcribed based on their meaning. So the use of the character aligns with the meaning of the imported word to express it in Chinese language. So for instance, we have like Pinguo Shoji. So Pinguo is apple in Chinese. Shoji is phone. So that's why the name for Apple iPhone or Apple phone, Apple brand is Pinguo, based on the meaning, not necessarily because of the character or how it looks. It's based on the meaning. Another thing would be so certain names and definitions. So London Chow is basically London Bridge. So Chow is bridge in Chinese and London is London in Chinese. So you put that together and you have London Bridge, and that's based on the meaning. So for sound, we have words that are translated based on their sound. So they're not necessarily because the characters have any significant meaning. They're just to replicate the sound that they're based off of. So something like chocolate or shafa, these are basically just to sound as close to the English pronunciation as possible. So chocolate by itself wouldn't really mean anything. The characters separated have their own meaning, like li means strength, ke can mean pound, or same thing with shafa. Sha means sand, fa means to send. Sand and send don't have anything to do with the coach, but the sound shafa sounds a lot like sofa. So that's basically how you would categorize those two. So let's take a look at the influences. So with the introduction of Buddhism into Chinese culture, so came words associated with the religion, and the words mostly come from Sanskrit. And Sanskrit is basically the religion that you will use for the language that most of the Buddhist writings and religious scrolls or whatever what have you are written in. So some of the Chinese words with Sanskrit background are chana, and you can see a lot of these look very similar to the Sanskrit word in itself. So means meaning in Sanskrit, and it means the same thing in Sanskrit and Chinese. So they both mean meaning in Chinese. The thing about the Sanskrit words, though, they're usually associated with Buddhism. So these are not words that you might necessarily hear in everyday Chinese, but they do exist in the Chinese dictionary in terms of like religion. So another example would be like Nipan. Nipan is nirvana. And this is interesting because this is also a word that we have in English that we've borrowed from Sanskrit. And nirvana basically just means like heaven, you know, after we've moved on, a better place, what have you. So it means the same thing in Chinese and it means the same thing in Sanskrit. We look at 舍利子. In Chinese, this word is used to refer to Buddhist relics, while the original Sanskrit word meant body. So the Sanskrit word meant body, but obviously the Chinese would have just seen the word, came up with a similar sound, and then because it has to do with Buddhism, they basically just associated it with all Buddhist relics. So this is one instance where the meaning of the word differs from the original language, but the sound or the look of the word is pretty similar. So another one is polo mito, and the original Sanskrit meaning was perfection, but in Chinese it refers to arriving on the other side or transcending. So not exactly the same concept, but kind of similar. And that's because for Buddhism, transcending just means, you've reached your ultimate self, or like nirvana, this idea of your higher self. And that could kind of, if you think about it hard enough, it's kind of like reaching perfection. So I think that's where the translation came in. So it's not the exact same translation, but it's along the same lines. So we're also going to look at Persia is another influence of loanwords in China, in Chinese language. So relations between China and Persia, or what we would know now as modern day Iran, dates back to 200 BC. Trade was evident between the two nations through the reigns of the Han, Song, Yuan, and Ming dynasties. It is not surprising that China would retain evidence of these cultural exchanges through language. So there's a lot of references to Persia and Persian ambassadors, especially. Even if you really look into history, you would see that there were times where Chinese emperors took Persian wives and vice versa. So there has always been exchange between China and the Middle East, especially. So another word, so a word that we have, a Chinese loan word that we have derived from Persian language is baja, and baja means bazaar. And again, bazaar is another word that we in English have also taken from outside influence. So it means the same thing in Persian. Well, the language isn't Persian anymore, but it means the same thing that it used to. So another loan word is badanmu. So again, I have to reiterate that some of these words are no longer used in Chinese language. So you wouldn't necessarily hear somebody maybe refer to Aman as a badamu, but it's still in the Chinese dictionary. If you look it up in any Chinese dictionary, electronic or otherwise, you would see this word. We would still see most of these words. And it means Aman in both the Chinese translation and the Persian translation. So another one is Bai Li Xiang, which means thyme. And then we have Shizi. And if you look, Shizi kind of looks like the translation of sir of the Persian word, and they both mean lion. So we're taking a look now at English, and this is basically where most of Chinese loanwords would come from, especially in modern times and this age of the internet. There's a lot of new loanwords that are in the Chinese language, and a lot of them come from the English language. Obviously, this is also because there's a lot more foreigners in China. Most of the foreigners in China would speak English, even if they're not from Western countries, or even if they're not from America or England itself. Most of the foreigners there speak English. So it's no surprise that English would have such a heavy influence on Chinese loanwords. So loanwords taken from the English language may also have a second layer, since many words in English are themselves taken from other languages. So for example, pizza, like pizza is not an English word. Pizza comes from Italy. But again, how we looked at bazaar, how we saw nirvana. In English, we also take a lot of words from different languages. So sometimes there are words that Chinese took from English, but they're actually not English words, and pizza is an example of one. There are also acronyms. So acronyms feature heavily when you look at Chinese loan words. For example, you have karaoke or tishui, which is karaoke and t-shirt. Sometimes you will see letters instead of characters, and that happens. Sometimes it's an amalgamation of characters and English letters, or sometimes they just use letters altogether. So for things like PowerPoint, you will hear Chinese say PPT, or you will hear some Chinese say APP, for app, like a mobile phone app. They will say APP instead of app, or instead of having a whole Chinese character for it, it would just say APP. So that happens. Have a mistake there. There are also instances where the loan word eventually is transcribed and given a fresh character based on the meaning. So before penicillin was called penicillin, which was coined in the 20th century, and it's now is Qingmeisu. So before it was penicillin, because of penicillin, obviously it was just based on the sound of the name. But then obviously in medicine, more research was done. You kind of figured out what penicillin actually was. So to make it easier, the word was changed then to be based on the meaning of the word. So Qing means blue-green. Qingsi, there's a word called Qingsi meaning blue-green color. Then you have Mei. Mei is the word for mold or bacteria sometimes. So blue-green, mold, and then Su just means essence. So literally blue-green moldy essence, which is basically just we know that penicillin comes from mold. So they changed the variation of the name from a sound to a meaning. So some of the English loanwords, and there's a lot of English Chinese loanwords, but these are just some. So this one should look familiar because we did it today. So anybody could read this one for me?
Mali.
Close. Mali. Mali. So most names, most foreigner names are loan words. Good. Mary, right? So most foreign names are Mary. So you have things like, another name we did today was Michael. And that's basically taking Michael and giving it a Chinese character based on the sound. Mai and Ke doesn't really mean anything unless you count microphone, and it still doesn't mean anything because microphone is just microphone, the Chinese loan variation of microphone. So these characters don't necessarily mean anything together. The only thing that they would mean is Mali, Mary. And that's basically what a lot of foreign names are like. So like my name, I is basically just because of Alex, the A and the L of Alex. And that's my name. So a lot of the time you would see that foreigners are given names based on the sound. Sometimes they're given based on the meaning. So maybe if you have somebody, like we have a teacher at the institute, her name is Rose. So her Chinese name is Mei Gui, because that's Rose in Chinese. So sometimes you're given a Chinese character based on the meaning of your name or based on the sound of your name. So another one is Ying Pan, which means hard disk. So this is one that's based on meaning. So the English word is hard disk. So ying means hard, and pan means disk. So you just put them together to make hard disk. So before you had the age of the internet, before we had floppy disk, hard disk, whatever you want to call it, this word would not have existed because there was no use for this word. So that's why it's kind of a loan word, because it only came up because of the internet. Another one is Joba, Joba, or just ba. So ba is bar, and it's basically just given based on the sound of bar. This character here, I forgot to put the pinyin in it, but I'm gonna put it in before I send it to you guys. Jiu, jiu means alcoholic beverage or wine, spirit, whatever you want to call it. So you could put this and it just becomes alcoholic bar. So this is a rare combination of meaning plus sound. So meaning comes from the fact that this means alcohol, and then sound comes from the fact that this is based on the sound of the word bar. So then we have ka pian, ka pian. This is sound. Ka, card, is CA and KA, ka. And then pian. Pian means card in Chinese. So ka for card and then pian for card. And the reason for this is there are different types of cards. So you have bank cards, you have greeting cards, you have different things like that. So this pian mostly refers to like, as I said, greeting cards, cards that maybe you would write on, business cards, things like that. Whereas if you wanted to do like a bank card or something, you would just use ka, like Yinghang ka and things like that. This is another one that's based on meaning. So xia, down, zai, load. So xia, zai, download. This is also a funny one because this zai, this load, doesn't mean load as in like load something. Like a load a page. This actually in Chinese means a heavy, like load, like something heavy. So this is kind of funny that they use this character to mean download, you know. So 下载 means download. And then you have 模特, 模特. This is another one that is meaning and also sound, because more means to imitate. So more farm means to imitate. So this more comes from that word. And this more could also mean a model of something, because we all know that a model of something is basically just like a small imitation of it. So this more means, has that meaning, but then the t comes from model, 模特, 模特. Sometimes you will have R onto it if you're like from Beijing or something like that, but mostly it's just 模特. So I have a very short video for us to watch. Stop sharing for a bit. We're just gonna look at some other Chinese loan words now.
If you haven't, remember to subscribe. Hi everyone, welcome back to SDR channel. This time I would like to play a game with everyone. So normally in my Chinese class, I would have some game for my students, and this is one of the game. This game is the loan word. So in Chinese, we have a lot of loan words which is come from English, French, or Japanese. Okay, so I will pick up some words here for everyone to get. So the rules of the game is I say one time in Chinese and you try to think about the answer. Let's start with an easier one, okay? First one, 巧克力, 巧克力.
So I said this one before, but anybody remembers what this one means?
Chocolate.
Chocolate, good, very good. 巧克力.
I think maybe someone already have an answer, right? 巧克力. Yes, it is chocolate. 巧克力, 巧克力. 布丁, 布丁
Anybody could take a guess at this one?
Pudding.
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 Very good. Pudding. Pudding. Yeah, that's correct.
It is a dessert. It is not a person. Okay, it is a dessert. 布丁. So 布丁 is pudding. 布丁. Okay. The third one is a little bit difficult. 比基
This one is bikini. Bikini.
Kind of like bikini. Bikini.
Yeah, this was too easy for you guys, man.
尼 比基尼. So if you don't know the answer, here is some hint. Bikini you will see is around the beach. It's something you may wear. Okay, so that is bikini. 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 Next one. 吐司 吐司
吐司.
Toaster.
What was that?
Toaster.
Tuna.
We'll see. I hear two different answers. We'll see.
So 吐司 you may see these kind of things in the bakery. 吐司 yes, it's toast. 吐司 Next one.
So it was close. Toast. 吐司 toast. Toaster was really close though. Toaster was close.
沙发
But this one we already know. This one is
Sofa.
sofa or couch, but sofa.
沙发 Do you have any answer? 沙发 These things you may have it in your home. It's a furniture. 沙发 Yeah, that is a sofa. 沙发 So we check another one also.
So if you notice, well, I don't know if you guys would be able to recognize, but you can see that her character for Fa is a bit different, and that's because she's Taiwanese. So even though the sound is the same, the character that she's using is different because in Taiwan they use a different dialect to mainland China. They tend to use more traditional Chinese characters than the simplified version that we would learn. So sometimes when you see a character that you know this is what it means, but the character looks a little funny, it might be because it is Taiwanese or maybe it is from Hong Kong.
Start from 沙沙拉沙拉
What about this one?
Salad.
Shala. That's a good guess.
So 沙拉 this time is a food and the Western people eat a lot. So it is salad. 柠檬
Ningmeng. Ningmeng. This one should be easy, man.
No, I don't like nutmeg, but I don't know.
Nutmeg.
I was saying so too.
Saying that as well.
Don't just look at how it looks. Listen to the sound. Ningmeng. Ningmeng. All right, we can find out what it means.
柠檬 This one I think is easy, right? It's a fruit.
Bing
And maybe
It's a fruit. What is it? All right, let's go.
you can find it in the supermarket or any like wet market, and it's like yellow, sour. Yes, it's lemon.
Lemon.
Lemon. Oh.
Yes. Lemon. Ningmeng. Ningmeng. Lemon. But I think what might throw you off is because it starts with an N. But if you look at a lot of Chinese dialects, they've replaced their L's with Ning, with N. So instead of long, you might hear Nong, or vice versa. So Ningmeng, lemon. So that's why.
Okay, 柠檬 in Chinese. Next one. 可乐
This one we've done before. This one is
Color.
Oh yes, it wouldn't have been you guys. But hint is something that we drink. 可乐.
可乐，可乐。
可乐.
Very
Yeah.
good. Very good.
This one is a little bit difficult, but maybe you already have an answer. It is a beverage and it is very famous for all over the world. It is a black color. Yes, it's 可乐, cola.
So this comes from Coca-Cola. So it's 可乐. Coca-Cola, literally. But you just shorten it. You just say cola.
可乐 cola. Okay, so next one. 麦克风
Yeah, so I mentioned this one earlier.
Microphone.
Microphone. And this is the same sound and character as 麦克 as in Michael.
I think this one is easy one. It's very similar to English. It's just microphone. Microphone. 麦克风. So let's repeat again the words we learned today. First one, 巧克力 Second one, 布丁 Third one, 吐司 Third one, 比基尼 and 沙发 and then the 沙拉柠檬可乐麦克风 because they are very similar to English, so maybe it is easy for you to remember these new words, right? If you would like to know more long words, then you can leave a message below and I will have more video like this. So if you like this kind of video, remember.
Okay, so that was just a video with some fun words about Chinese loan words, especially the ones based on English words. So in the PowerPoint that I will send you guys, there are 2 other links. The first one is this same video that we watched if you wanted to watch it over, but there are 2 other links that have a little bit more loan words that you guys can look and just have fun learning. You might not remember all of them, but some of them are very, very similar to the English, so you'll be able to recall them a little bit easier than even some of the words that we learn every week in class. So next week, we're going to take a look at the reverse. So Chinese words that have made their way into the English language. So it should be another interesting class. But that's it for the cultural part for today. Any questions, anything you guys want to ask before we leave?
Okay, anybody have any question? If you have the question about the ebook, you can ask me. I'm glad to give you a help. If you do not know where to find the website or where to interest the website, I'm glad to give a help. Okay, any questions? Amir, please.
Go ahead, Amber.
I was able to log on, but then I got a little lost after I got on. I'm not sure what so I used the sign on and the password, but I'm not sure what to do after that.
You mean that when you write the name and the password, you do not know where to go? Is that?
Like after that, do I go to, I went to the classroom part, but then I'm not sure what to do after, like what tabs to go through and
maybe when we after the class, you give me a screen card and let me see, and I will give you a help. Okay, Amber.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Okay, I will answer you on the WhatsApp. Okay. Any questions?
Sometimes you have to switch the browse the 浏览器 change to the how to say to another change to another
他不是这个意思，他说 他不知道他应该选哪一个，
哦
是这个意思。
，OK
对他可以登录好，但是登录好的时候他不知道他应该是做什么，是这个意思。
OK，
对。Okay, if there's nothing else, then we can end class here today. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. And as usual, all the PowerPoints will get placed in the WhatsApp for you guys. For you guys that requested emails, instead, you know that you could just look in the Google Drive folder.
Alex，你看，你可以，Allen，你可以周五的那个 Culture Club。
Oh yes. And Friday we have a culture club presentation. Friday afternoon, it's from 3 to 5, I believe, 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. If you guys have some time, you can come and join. We're gonna have some presentations from 2 of our Chinese teachers, our local Chinese teachers. I'll place the link, or Grace will place the link inside of the WhatsApp group so that you guys can enter if you have some time, or if you'd like. It's going to be really interesting. It's on Chinese characters. One of the presentations is on Chinese characters, and the other presentation is about one of our teachers, her personal journey learning Chinese and going to China and stuff like that. So if you guys have any time or interest, you can join us for Culture Club on Friday. Okay, so that's it. See you guys next week. 再见。
再见，
晚安。
快乐，Good night，晚安，
再见，
晚安。
再见，
再见，
好，爱乐，再见，谢谢，
再见，再见，魏老
再
师。
见，再见，
再见，杨院长，
辛苦了。
那辛苦辛苦。